Old versus new. Old versus new.
Hello and welcome to Commander's Keep. I'm your host for the day, Dan, and I thought today we'd do something a little bit different. Like we say, we're doing everything a little bit different every time. So today I thought we'd start with Old versus New series, where we're going between two different commanders that have been reprinted and changed and see which one is better than the other. Obviously, we'd start with the original OG, Atraxa, which is, if you don't know, Atraxa is a 4/4 for 4, which includes a blue, a green, a white, and a black. It has flying, vigilance, death touch, lifelink, and the lovely little caveat at the end that says, at the beginning of your end step, proliferate. So Atraxa has this, Atraxa Praetors Voice has the ability to proliferate and make more things threatening. So the idea, if you're working poison strategies, counter strategies, yeah, she's a really big house. And also the key types of having flying, vigilance, and death touch and lifelink, plus all the old commander damage, makes her a wee house. Now, of course, I have played with both of these cards. I prefer the original, but, you know, we can't have one bout without explaining the other contender. Let's have a look at the other contender, which is Atraxa the Unifier, which is not that, because that seems like it's terribly wrong. Ah, there we go. I can see who. Okay. The Atraxa Grand Unifier, which is a little bit more expensive. It is 3 miscellaneous and a green, white, black, and blue for 7/7 flying, vigilance, death touch, lifelink creature. And it has an ETB effect. And it enters the battlefield. You reveal the top 10 cards of your library. For each card type, you may put a card from that type from amongst the revealed cards into your hand and put the rest of the cards in your library in a random order, or bottom of the library in a random order. So, in contrast to the other 4 power, this is a 7 power. It still has all the key effects of it. It's obviously a bit more expensive, but it's a hand filler in contrast to Proliferator. Now, because it's a 7/7, that makes commander damage more of a threat with it. It's only got a few swings and then you possibly kill a player. But it also has that bit of filling your hand, and for each type. So creatures, instants, sorceries, lands, planeswalkers, battles. Yeah, you can fill up your whole hand with it. It's a hand filler. Obviously, it's a little bit different because it's a 7-drop. 7-drop versus a 4-drop. It's 3 more expensive, as you can see, the 3 colorless. However, it's also got 3 more power. And the 3 more power might make it a little bit of the edgeways regarding that one. So, in a head-to-head battle, I personally would prefer to be using the lovely original OG Praetors Voice, which, to be fair, is a house. It's a house. You can do so much with it, and you can do so many things with it. Contrast to the newer one is a little bit more niche. However, I think it's pretty strong for what it does. It's a 7-drop, 7/7 lifelink, vigilance, death touch, flyer. It's a house. It's a house if you could play it in standard. It's a house if you're playing it commander. It's a house, and the original one's a house. Now, my personal opinion would be that the newest one isn't actually beating the OG. OG is better. OG Atraxa, all the win for me. However, if you totally disagree with me or think that, a 7-drop with a 7/7 is better than a 4/4, sure. Fire off a message, like, share, and subscribe the video. And of course, comment comment below so, we can start discussion, see who we're talking about. And maybe if you want to put in any other comments to say what other OG versus new we're going to do. I have one in mind. However, if someone else has an idea and wants to fire it to me, feel free. The conversation about Magic, the better. So, yeah, that's me, Dan, signing off.